All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Q&A live stream number 126. It is approximately 7:05 p.m. right here on the East Coast in the great state of New Jersey. Today is March 8th. I'm sorry, Monday, March 8th, 2021. So it is a Monday, everybody. So happy Monday. So no really major announcements yet. Like I said, the week has just begun, so it'll be interesting to see what things are going to be announced this week. So we got a couple people here. Hi, Dylan G. Jesus, how are you? Hello, Elevators of Steel City by Otis Elevator Fan 102. How are you? Hello, It's the G-Man. Hello, Tigger Boy PR17. How are you? And hello, Brandon Smith. How are you? So got some people here on the stream. Glad you all could make it. So, yes, Primark is opening up in the former JCPenney at Green Acres Mall at Valley Stream in Valley Stream, New York. So very exciting about that. Hello, Mohammed Sonic Boom. How are you? So how is everyone doing today? I know, it's been, for me at least, I'm not in spring break yet. One more week and then I'm in spring break, but I have a pretty long week this week. I have a lot of assignments to get done tomorrow. A couple of more assignments I have to get done on Wednesday and Thursday, Friday. I'm a little bit off. I technically started because I don't really have anything to do on Friday, but I do have an appointment on Friday. So yeah. Anyways, but yeah, no. I mean, it's definitely some much needed good news. For the JCPenney spot to becoming a new to get a new anchor in that store, especially, I mean, the mall suffered from Kohl's 2 years ago. JCPenney closed in 2020, although they're closing out delayed because of the pandemic, and Sears is expected to shut down by the spring. So definitely Primark will be going in that space. Yeah, I don't see Primark being interested in an old Schindler Houghton, and I can't imagine they'd want to keep that elevator. Plus, that elevator is a piece of junk. So I'm glad they're doing that. So again, the college, it said they're looking at potentially opening that up, but nothing officially confirms that yet. So I cannot confirm that as of yet. Yes, I know. American Dream has a theme park, Dunkin', Cinnabon, and a Haagen-Dazs. Yeah, of course Haagen-Dazs would be there. I'm not surprised. So obviously, I think everybody knows the closing lists. Hilco actually updated their website. There's, I believe, only 2 more Bed Bath & Beyonds that are currently liquidating with Hilco, which will be concluding by next month. By the end of this month, 7 Express stores are expected to finish up liquidation sales with Hilco. And I believe, actually, Hilco Merchants is also going to be doing the Fry's electronics stores, because they said electronic stores in California and Texas. So I do believe that Hilco Merchants is also going to be doing Fry's electronics as well. So when you look on their website and you see Fry Electronics, I'm like, oh, what electronics store recently went out of business? Fry's Electronics. So you kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together. So no, but he put out a new pyramid video, which I found. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I watched some of it. Yeah, he did the whole thing on that the pyramid of Bass Pro. He needs to do Lord and Taylor badly, because that would be that. I need him to do that video. Like, he needs to do it ASAP. Oh, you got the okay? Yeah, YouTube must have been broken yesterday with notifications. YouTube breaks down sometimes, and it's not good typically when it breaks down. So it must have been a YouTube error yesterday, because I know sometimes, yeah, because I actually have the bell on and I didn't get a notification, so it must have been YouTube. It must have been a glitch in YouTube system. So I guess Google fixed it yesterday. Yeah, sometimes that's down. I think one time all of Google's services was down at schools, and schools actually had to delay their openings because of the Google servers being that. Yeah, no, technology can always go down sometimes, but especially given the pandemic, we've had to rely on technology a lot more, including yours truly, especially with remote learning. Obviously we need remote technology so that we're able to take classes and not have to worry about being exposed to COVID. Really? The Best Buy just opened at American Dream? Let's see. I don't think so. Maybe it did. Huh. Trying to see. I actually haven't been inside that Best Buy. Makes me wonder if they're going to close Sea Caucus. Oh, March 5th. Court C level 3. March 5th. Oh, that was a couple days ago. Yeah, I think it's only one floor though, that Best Buy. Yeah, I'm remote too, honestly. It's not worth it to get exposed to COVID because you know how colleges are. It's and then you gotta what's it called? What's it called? Then you gotta worry about possible exposure to COVID. So I don't think there were interesting. Yeah, I might contact him about that. I might tell him it has a really storied history. I'll definitely have to. I think I'm gonna reach out to him at some point. I'm gonna try maybe after this live stream or a little bit later on tonight. I don't know. At some point, I will. No, they won't. The Schindler Houghton is really junky, and I can't. I don't think Primark is interested in doing that. Plus, they're gonna. I think they're gonna gut that entire spot if Primark is going in there. Plus, it's not the mall. It's not the store's choice. It's the mall's choice, and the mall is definitely going to absolutely want to gut that JCPenney. The decor is dated, and the elevator and the escalators will definitely go. And considering they're going to take both floors, I don't see that elevator sticking around, unfortunately. Yeah, some people. I mean, the reason I wanted to do it remotely. I mean, there's no reason. COVID's still a thing, and you don't want to. You don't want to, and then plus you're very limited with travel because you can't even leave the campus. So it's just unfortunate, but I'm much more comfortable doing classes online, of course, versus trying to get exposed. But the good news is obviously the vaccines are out with Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson and Johnson. So I'm literally just waiting my turn to get vaccinated. So, but I'm looking forward to getting vaccinated actually. I guess so. Oh, really? Which Bloomingdale store was it? Yeah, I know. I heard about that too, although they just opened up East Rutherford. Pretty good train tech. How are you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. If it's a smaller concept store, I can't imagine it being 2 floors. I think it's just 1 floor. Yes, I know about the CDC guidelines. Yes. But it's only people that are vaccinated. People that are not vaccinated should continue to wear their masks. Yeah, my situation was a little different. My campus was just boring, and unless you were like part of the one of those like sororities or fraternities, good luck trying to find college life. Plus, the athletes never lived on campus, and most of the time, people went home on weekends. So like, there wasn't like anything fun to do on campus. If you wanted to have fun on that campus, you had to get off the campus. That was the situation, unfortunately. And then obviously, I mean, the good news was I would only stay there for half a semester. It was really a semester and a half, but I mean, everybody went home. Nobody really had a choice. Everybody, everyone had to go home and do remote learning. So, well, Palisade Center is not going anywhere, so I think that's fine. Yes, I know. I know. I've seen the news. I'm pretty much up to date with everything that's going on in the news. Trust me, trust me. I know everything that's going on in not everything that's going on in the news, but pretty much the major headlines, of course. Yes, Primark will be 2 floors. It even says it in the Newsday article. It says it's going to be 2 floors. So I'd imagine that Primark is taking the whole spot. Plus, that was always a small J.C. Penney, so I'm not surprised that Primark probably got a sweetheart deal too. I bet. Yeah, they were looking for a location on Long Island, and I guess Make Eric, who owns the Green Acres Mall, gave them a sweetheart deal they couldn't resist on the lease, obviously. So good for them. I'm glad they're going to be at Green Acres. Hi, Scorch. How are you? I use Discord for school. I used to use it for my friend, but I've been so busy with school, I just really haven't had time to see my friends. So yes, I know, and Palisade Center is probably going to be one of them that closes. Mark my words. Yeah, that's pretty good. Me too. I want to go to Canada too. Went to my first Bell, Carolina Place. Oh, good. Hopefully Belk doesn't go out of business. I think they're adding a Levi's store at American Dream, I believe, or one of those two. I'm not sure. Columbia. I think they're adding that too. Yes, I have Discord. I think I already read that. Yeah, I mean the vaccine's available for me. It's just I'm not eligible to get it yet. I mean, by default, yes, but but just because it has a Primark doesn't mean that the mall's special. Yes, it has a store to speak of, but it's still not. The area is over retail, so I don't know what's going to happen. Wow. Yeah, I haven't done in-person learning for almost over a year now. I've been pretty much remote. What else do we got here? Yeah, I mean, Belk, you can get away with filming. I don't think they're really gonna, question you for filming. I just know Lord and Taylor used to be very snobby towards filming, and I've had 3 incidents with Lord and Taylor. Freehold Raceway, I was asked to stop filming with my video camera. Downtown Westfield, they had an issue with me there filming. They didn't, apparently something with pictures inside the building. And then, of course, doing the Rockaway store tour where I was literally escorted out the building. I mean, that was just that was horrible. Like, and it's not like it was a company that was you're talking a liquidation company that was coming into the store. But I'll tell you, these liquidators, man, they must get paid a lot of money to have to specifically not let people film inside their stores. So, but the liquidation company doesn't care. They're only there to literally liquidate and sell off all the store fixtures. They don't care. At the end of the day, they're just looking for their paycheck. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But you know what? I mean, the store's closed. It's a done deal, and it will never open up as another department store again. Not all Disney stores are closing. Only 20%. I'm talking like stores that have not reopened, like Palisades being one of them, of course. I'm not surprised. They want to try and get people in Philadelphia to go to that mall there. So I'm not surprised. I mean, you got the Valley Health System up there, so I'm not surprised. Oh, you know what they're probably doing? They're probably doing Valley Health, and I think they're doing Hackensack. So that makes sense actually if they're doing two. Yeah, they have a Valley Health Hospital inside the Westfield Garden State Plaza. I think. I don't know. Okay, Train Tech. See you later. Yeah, well, they're not there now. You're in North Brunswick. Okay. Is that Middlesex County? I think I know where you're talking about. No, no. I'm sure the Disney store at Westfield Garden State Plaza and Roosevelt Field Mall, those are probably the top performers. Plus, those stores are open. Not like the Palisades where that store is still temporarily closed. Well, it's Westfield South Shore has a good mix of stores. It has a J.C. Penney, thank God it's not closing, a Macy's and a Dick's, and a couple of decent, affordable restaurants. So that's very important for the mall. Jefferson Valley, I mean, look, it's got a Dick's. It's got a Dick's. I'll give it that. It has a Dick's Sporting Goods, which is pretty good for the mall by today's standards. It's got a Macy's. It's not a great Macy's, but it's a Macy's, and it gets the job done. I mean, Sears is Sears. At this point, Sears is done. And I'm surprised that the Newburgh one stays open. Man, that property must not be valuable enough for Eddie. But who knows? That could be the next ones to go. Victoria's Secret did that when they reopened. They just didn't reopen certain stores like the ones at my local malls. So Nordstrom pulled the same thing, believe it or not. They didn't reopen Freehold. Okay. Well, they didn't reopen it, but they did a fixture liquidation sale. What that means is they kept the store closed for March all the way to like July. And they only had liquidation sales at Nordstrom at Freehold from the 19th to the 29th. And that's when I had to make the trip down there for you guys because I knew people really liked that one. And personally, I haven't been there like before last year. I haven't been to Freehold Raceway Mall since like 2013. So, well, yeah. That one might close. They'll either close that one at Willowbrook or they'll close Bergen Town Center. But I don't know. Palisades are definitely going to close. Well, Willowbrook has a Macy's and a Bloomingdale's, and it's going to get a BJ's Wholesale Club. So I think Willowbrook is doing okay. So I think Willowbrook is fine for now. But they'll have to figure out a replacement for what's it called? I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, yeah, no, they'll have to figure out something to do with the Lord & Taylor store. I don't know exactly what they're going to do with the Lord & Taylor store, but maybe the mall will come up with something. So, but yeah, I think Willowbrook is doing all right. Quaker Bridge, however, is on some shaky ground. Considering the mall just lost its Lord & Taylor and it's only down to a Macy's and a J.C. Penney, the mall's definitely on shaky ground, and Simon needs to figure out something with that property fast, or they're really going to lose money on that property. They're either going to lose money on that property or they're going to sell the property altogether. But anything's possible, honestly. I mean, it's the only enclosed major shopping mall in Merced County, so they got to do something to make it better. Have you been to the Fashion District Mall in Philadelphia? No, I have never been to Philadelphia. It's a city I definitely want to visit someday. What is New Jersey's governor? The governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy. And lieutenant governor, if you really want to get political, Sheila Oliver. That's all I'm leaving it as. Macy's at Westfield Garden State Plaza, it has the busiest elevator in the mall. If I go there, I'm going to get there early during operating hours. The absolute best time to get that elevator is on a weekday, right when the store opens. If you go on a Saturday and at the middle of the day, you will not get a ride, and you will have to wait on a line. And it gets even trickier with COVID because you have to practice social distancing. So that elevator is always busy all the time. I don't know yet when BJ's is opening in Willowbrook. Market Fair, yeah, because it has upscale tenants, and Princeton's not too far away from that mall. Well, same thing with Hackensack. Remember when all the non-essential stores opened in May and then they went right into liquidation? Yeah, my local Sears, which was in downtown Hackensack, New Jersey, closed September 12th. And then the Rockaway store closed a day after because in Bergen County, we have this thing with the blue laws, and it does prevent all non-essential retailers from operating on a Sunday. It's the only county in the entire country that requires all non-essential retailers to close on a Sunday. Only county in the entire country. Yeah, Hackensack is still original, yeah. Yeah, times have certainly changed, Dylan D. Jesus. Yeah, I know. a couple around here. Brunswick Square has always had a Macy's and JCPenney. Never had a Sears, although Sears closed in New Brunswick, and that was the last department store I visited before the COVID-19 lockdown. But yeah, New Jersey, we have a couple malls like Brunswick Square, Quaker Bridge, Freehold, Raceway, Rockaway Town Square. Yeah, so we had a lot of we have a lot of malls now that just have a Macy's and JCPenney as anchors. Which elevator was it? The one in the 1995 expansion, or was it the glass elevator inside, right across from Saks Fifth Avenue? Yeah, but it's supposed to be getting a Stop and Shop, so I think that's going to bring some. I think that's going to bring some foot traffic at least to Nanuet, I believe. Not a lot of foot traffic, but at least it's something. It's better than nothing, of course. I think it's a new concept store that Stop and Shop is trying. Oh, and the At Home, of course. How could I forget At Home going in on the first level of the former Macy's store? Yeah, yeah, Warner Brothers used to be. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. I read up on that. I think. Oh yeah, that was one of them. Is it? I think it was at the main mall. Yeah, that one, and then two in Jersey, which were Hackensack and Rockaway, both closed. We only have one left in New Jersey. It's at the Newport Center in Jersey City, New Jersey, and it's one of the malls across the state where there's not a vacant anchor right now. So. How is Roosevelt Field doing? Well, Scorch, since it's your local mall, I think you should know the answer to this. Considering it's probably the most profitable shopping mall in the state of New York right now, I would say it's doing very well, even given the regulation and the restrictions. I do believe that Roosevelt Field Mall is doing very well. Oh, man, that sucks. Oh, man. That must have not been fun. Was it the glass? Because there was two elevators at the time in '98. I wasn't born yet. There was the glass elevator, and then there was the 1995 expansion one. I don't think we'll be seeing another lockdown if the CDC just updated new guidelines. We're definitely not seeing another lockdown now. Though the variant could get out of control, but I think enough people now are getting vaccinated. I don't think we'll be seeing. I don't think we'll be seeing another lockdown. Do you see malls eventually returning to normal hours? Yes, I do. As more people get vaccinated and as restrictions start to kind of loosen, I do see malls eventually going back to normal hours. But even then, I think they should really go back to normal hours. But maybe they're still want to be cautious. I don't know. Yes, they definitely need to do something with the Sears space, and they need to do it fast because that mall is losing value, and Simon's losing money on that property too. So they need to do something with that space pretty fast. Oh yeah, near the Saks. I'm not surprised. Yes, I do. Eventually, I do see malls staying open until 9 or 9:30. It's going to be a while though. I think some malls might reduce their hours to 8:30, like the upper scale malls, like Walt Whitman and the Shops Riverside. But I do see malls going back to normal hours as soon as more people get vaccinated. Depends. And Boscov's only does one store a year, so I don't see Boscov's wanting to do that right now. How is Walt Whitman doing? Fine. It has the only Saks Fifth Avenue on Long Island, so I think the mall's doing okay for right now. Walt Whitman or the Westchester? Ooh, that is a tough one. That's a tough one. Um, so by default, Walt Whitman is a little bit better than the Westchester, even though Westchester is still pretty upscale. At Walt Whitman, you don't have to pay for parking. The Westchester, you do. But both of them have two different types of upscale anchors. Yeah, no, Walt Whitman definitely has a much larger anchor choice than the Westchester. The Westchester, it's just Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom. But at Walt Whitman, you have a Macy's, you have a Bloomingdale's, you have a Saks Fifth Avenue, and a bunch of restaurants. And you don't have to walk across the street to the Cheesecake Factory because it's all on site. So I think Whitman is the better one and then the Westchester, in my opinion, of course. Yeah, Livingston also has a glass elevator too. Yeah, we seem to be back on life. We seem to be back to normal. I don't think we'll be seeing. I don't think we'll be seeing another lockdown. Yeah, we're getting back to normal definitely. What's my local mall? Scorch. I just answered it for you, man. I just answered that. You know what your local mall is. Oh, well, they modernized. Yeah, XL came in. They did Short Hills, they did the Westchester, and they did Westfield Garden State Plaza. The only XL that was done better was the Westchester, and I've been on all three to compare them. Short Hills runs exactly like Westfield Garden State Plaza. Exactly. The only key difference between the two is the rails. The Short Hills rails in the cab are a lot older than the rails, the elevator like rails like around it to board, I guess, to border the walls, are a lot newer, of course. Yeah, it's a and right wholesale. It's I've seen the plans for it online. They just haven't officially announced it because I'm sure they're still signing paperwork. Walt Whitman or Roosevelt Field? Both are pretty good. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a really upscale mall and don't want to go to Americana Manhasset and you don't want to drive all the way out to the mall in Short Hills, I would say Walt Whitman is your best pick. If you're looking for a mix of low scale and upscale, Roosevelt Field's your way to go. Yeah, everything's going down, of course. Yes, Sears used to be a King of Prussia, but that became a Primark and a Dick's Sporting Goods. Pretty much, people are they're going back to school. Yes, I have a couple of Macy's neighborhood stores. Paramus Park, Livingston Mall, Brunswick Square, Woodbridge Center. What's another neighborhood store? I think that's it, really. Yeah, neighborhood stores are expected to shut down, I think, down the road. Oh, it's my local mall. It's a tie between Westfield Garden State Plaza and American Dream. Green Acres or Smith Haven. The one that has more retail in the area, Green Acres. But Smith Haven's pretty good too, although I've never been there. Yes, Borders Books. That's right. Wow, time flies. I can't believe they've been gone for 10 years. Gallery at White Plains or the Westchester? Hmm. I think everybody knows the answer to this one. The Westchester, of course, is the much better property. Gallery at White Plains is a joke. The glass elevator doesn't work. Old Navy recently closed. Sears closed January 24th, and Macy's is expected to shut down by the end of this month. At two, wow, at 4 o'clock, dude. I honestly, man, I would have just walked. I would have walked, or you should have called your parents and said, listen, my bus didn't show up. Wow. Yeah, 4 o'clock. Wow, that's kind of sad. I would definitely, if you have the bus company, definitely complain. Hey, listen, I finished school at 2:20. You guys don't show up till 4 o'clock. And I'm sure you had things to do, probably school assignments. So yes, I know. XL did the mod. That was all XL. They also did the Menlo elevator too at Menlo Park. XL did that one too. Oh God, the malls that have two Macy's stores. Yeah, those are always fun. Yeah, rest in peace to Borders. Yeah, I have no doubt the mall will close. Pacific Retail will give up the property, and they'll say it's a total loss. And I mean, the glass elevator doesn't work. No reason for Pacific Retail to hold on to it anymore. So yeah, I mean, no reason for them to hold on to it. I mean, what is Pacific Retail going to do with it? The property is pretty much abandoned. Sears closed the 24th. Macy's is shutting down next month. The glass elevator doesn't work, and the decor is outdated. Is it really worth it to pour in money, or is it more worth it to knock down the existing structure and put up new high-rise apartments? It might be more worth it to do something like that. That's just my opinion, of course. But yeah, Barnes and Noble is better than Borders. Sorry to say, Barnes and Noble's just better. Their stores, especially their 2-floor stores, they were just better than Borders. Interesting. I guess they wanted to get rid of the Dover Impulse. Well, it's really just a fixture replacement and indicator replacement. Probably the Dover was slow, and the mall probably complained that they needed their elevator modernized. So I'm not surprised personally. Plus, at the time before Nordstrom announced the closure of Freehold, Freehold was still a relatively busy mall with all anchors being active: Sears in the lower level, Primark upper level, Lord and Taylor, and Nordstrom. But I don't think that thing really sees any use for that now. Yes, XL did replace the Otis at Menlo Park. Woodbridge Center. So it has a Macy's, a Boscov's, and a JCPenney, and a Dick's Sporting Goods, and a bunch of restaurants, and a Dave and Buster's, and an aquarium. So I think Woodbridge Center is doing very well. Oh yeah, no, if an entire mall wing is empty, that's never a good thing. Hmm. Isn't it interesting? Yeah, isn't it? And Arnell, I'm glad you brought this up. I'm glad you brought this up. Isn't it interesting how Kmart is now struggling and all these stores that they own, Borders, Walden Books, Sports Authority, etc., are now defunct? I find that to be very, very, very interesting. I agree, Texas elevators. Absolutely agree. I do too. I miss the good old days. I miss the good old days of going through JCPenney. And this is when I was a kid. I miss the good old days of, I miss the good old days of just going to malls and filming elevators and not having to worry about store closures or, having to worry about, putting on a face covering all the time, having to go into stores and have to wear a mask the whole time that you're in the store. I do miss the old days and the old days of companies not struggling and people, stores closing and stuff. I do miss the good old days of that. But now my mall trips are mainly purposed around stores that are going away forever, of course. Kohl's will survive. What's going to happen to Century 21, Kohl's, and Sears at the Green Acres Mall? They'll find it. They'll find an occupant for Century. Kohl's, they'll definitely find someone. And Sears, I don't know. Like I said, the store is closing, so they're not looking right now. But interesting. Well, that's PetSmart trying to expand in Puerto Rico. Yeah, Sears is going to die. I agree. Kohl's will survive definitely, but Sears is essentially done, and then Kmart's probably going to go away too. Before the pandemic, which mall was better, Bridgewater or Freehold Raceway? Bridgewater. Bridgewater is a little bit better than Freehold Raceway. Bridgewater has a Crate and Barrel. Bridgewater had a Maggiano's. Bridgewater had a P.F. Chang's, I believe, as well. They had a Cheesecake Factory. They had a Lord and Taylor, which is now closed, and they had a Bloomingdale's. So I think Bridgewater was the better mall than Freehold Raceway. Yeah, but it has a bunch of restaurants, so that's what makes up for it not having a food court. For some reason, Rouse did not like putting in food courts. No, Kmart shouldn't have bought Sears, period. If Kmart didn't buy Sears and they merged with Target, they would be fine. They would literally be fine. That's what I think should have happened. But nope, Eddie Lampert wanted to go against Walmart and he lost big league. Big league, he lost. So, but you know what? He's a Wall Street billionaire. I mean, why does he care? He's much older. He doesn't care about the stores at this point. They're all going to go away eventually. Kmart and Sears. Yes, I know. It's got the Schindler. No, Westfield South Shore will not get an Apple store because there's already two Apple stores in Suffolk County. You got Walt Women Shops and Smith Haven Mall. Oh, nice. Well, happy 7 years. I'm coming up on 10 this November. Yeah, but I'm with you on that one. I wish I could see it too because it would be really interesting to see how malls thrive. And malls used to be a pop culture. I mean, malls were in several different movies. It's really depressing to see all of them going away. Um, but times have changed. More people are online. I mean, people aren't really exactly, and I like it too. I mean, each mall has a different experience, in my opinion. And that's what makes malls unique. Every mall has a different experience because they're not all owned by the same property owner. They're not all the same. And that's what makes it unique and special because it's a new place that you get to see, a different type of corridor, a different type of architecture style. And I think that's what made the mall unique back in the day. But obviously, as everybody knows, that has changed. But it's still sad that the mall, is all that kind of stuff. So yeah, bye bye Sears. Um, so filming elevators, it's more so of like it's a community basically. It's hard to understand, but there's a group of people that really have a passion for it. I do too. I just don't film as frequently, but I do film whenever I can, of course. But there are kids who really like it, and it's there's a whole thing with it, and I believe that Andrew Reams is, or AKA Diesel Lucy, is the founder of the elevator community. I mean, he's the one that operates an elevator museum out of a storage facility, and honestly, that's amazing. And not only that, but he has patrons, people that actually help him pay for that space in the museum. It's in a storage facility. It's really interesting. It's even on Google Maps. You could look it up. Elevators Museum. You could have fun on Google with that one. I agree, but you have Menlo Park down the road. That's kind of the problem with Woodbridge Center. The only way that Woodbridge Center would succeed is Nordstrom would have to pull the plug on Menlo Park. But I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon, considering they just closed the store at Freehold Raceway. Yeah, definitely. I absolutely agree. I mean, even J. Andrew, even at the non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, they're selling off store fixtures. Like that's how desperate things have gotten at Sears again. It's terrible what they've become. But Eddie Lampert's plan is working so well. Everybody knows that. What is the weirdest question you've gotten on a live stream? I had one weird question a couple days ago, but I can't remember it. Like I said, I have been so busy with school. I don't remember these things. I know Barnes and Noble is definitely better looking than Borders. Borders is definitely cheaper looking. That's the other way around, though. Dylan D. Jesus. Oh, I get. Oh, yeah, I see. But I guess at the time they wanted a piece of the pie with other retailers. I don't like getting rid of malls, but malls that would like have to close in New Jersey. Well, Phillipsburg is getting knocked down. Ledgewood is redeveloped. Brunswick Square would have to go if that was one of the malls I'd want to see go. It's just I don't know. But I've seen videos of dying malls. Like I've seen Phillipsburg Mall. That was a dying mall. So I've seen crowded malls and I've been to dying malls. And actually, at one point, I walked through Ledgewood many years ago. So I've seen both actually. Yeah, that Menlo Park is definitely the more lively one. Again, I cannot confirm that just yet. No, Indigo, not Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble's is at Livingston. Well, I'm sure the Westwood Kmart days are numbered. Have you ever fought someone? I have. No, I don't like to fight people. It's not fun. I guess they figured if Belleville's closing, they may as well close Kearney. Well, I actually was the one who found out about Kearney because I went on Indeed.com. I was the one who broke the news about the Kearney Kmart. If you go on Indeed.com, the only one that's closing right now is Valley Stream. Yeah, Kearney and Belleville, the only two that are closing right now. I'm looking on Indeed.com. I haven't seen anything yet. It's a shame though that both are closing. Indeed, it still has the same anchors. Indigo, it's a Canadian version of Barnes and Noble, but a little bit more upscale than Barnes and Noble. Yeah, shocking, isn't it? Hi, Chris. Thanks for sharing some exciting news for Saks Fifth Avenue. Yeah, I think it's really good news for Saks, definitely. And I'm glad that they're focusing on their stores, which means that Walt Whitman is definitely safer now, which is a good thing because that mall cannot afford to lose Saks Fifth Avenue. That's the only reason that mall is still has a purpose. So good. I'm glad Saks Fifth Avenue is staying around. Hudson Bay at least sees it as a valuable property, which is good. But I think they favoritize Saks over Lord and Taylor. We all know that. But I'm glad that they're holding on to Saks, which is nice. I believe so. If they're with Hudson Bay, then yeah, they still have their Kone contract. Definitely not going to Asia anytime soon, and probably not for a long time, given that's where the origin of COVID is. Yeah, they probably delayed it because of the pandemic. No, I don't want to visit Guam. Yeah, I'm sure they'll convert that into a different store, though, unfortunately. The Gucci at Roosevelt Field is located inside the Bloomingdale store. Europe depends. It depends on what happens there. Yes, the Avenel Kmart is close to Woodbridge. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. All I know right now is Belleville's closing Sunday, April 18th, 2021, followed by the Kmart store in Kearney closing Sunday, May 2nd, 2021. But anyways, ugh. Tell you guys, don't you know. Yes, there is a. I think they have a Versace on Long Island. No, they don't. They're probably going to put one at Americana Manhasset or Roosevelt Field, either one of those two, or Walt Whitman maybe. Well, then I probably won't film there. How is it game over for Orlando Fashion Square? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, look, it has a Longhorn Admission barbecue and an Olive Garden. Well, you got the Florida Mall and the Mall at Millennium, so yeah, it is. Oh, both dealers. Wow, I didn't know that. Yes, Marshall's definitely is better than Burlington. I'm not a fan of Burlington. Yeah, it's just like cheap material put together. And I've been to both. Yeah, Marshall's is definitely better. Absolutely, I agree with you. Burlington, they just throw stuff together, unfortunately. Yeah, before Burlington, but the Burlington at Bergen Town Center where that's standing right now, that used to be the chapel on the mall. And then the chapel on the mall closed because Urban Edge terminated their agreement, and Burlington, I guess, was interested in the spot. But yeah, that's why the Westinghouse went away. It's a shame. I'm glad I was able to capture like the last ride on that. Yeah, any resemblance to that elevator is completely gone now. Oh, yeah, yeah. Diller's Clearance Center. Yeah, no, that's not good. That's not good. Although there's other things there too. No, why would they name a food court Lord and Taylor at Woodbridge Center? That is not the greatest name for a food court. I don't think they want to get a food court at Woodbridge Center right now. I don't think they want that. Plus, that doesn't promote social distancing, and that mall really doesn't need a food court. It really doesn't need a food court. Menlo Park, yes, because there's people that go in there, and you got the movie theater. You got stuff at Menlo Park versus Woodbridge Center. Yes. H&M is that's the two-floor flagship one, and Old Navy outlet is on the lower level. It used to have a Nordstrom though, but the Nordstrom there closed. No, the Mall at Millennia has a Macy's, a Bloomingdale's, and an Neiman Marcus. So you know what? I just realized something. I forgot to plug in my computer charger. I don't know how I would forget to plug in my computer. I guess I was so engaged with you guys that I forgot to plug it in. Nuts. Nuts, 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 nuts. Just sucks. All these cords you have to carry around. It's just terrible. Oh. Oh, okay. That used to be the lower level of Stearns. They used to be, yeah, Stearns had their flagship store at Bergen Town Center as their headquarters was in Paramus. That used to be Stearns. That was Stearns many years ago. Century 21 is vacant though, but yeah, the last call Neiman Marcus was I think part of the Stearns too. But that's closed as we all know now. The Nordstrom's rack is still there. Century, obviously, as everybody knows, is gone, but they are planning a comeback again. We don't know exactly what locations are coming back, so that's about it. So that's not enough elevators at Menlo Park Mall. You got service elevators. Menlo Park is a small structure. It's not a big structure like Woodbridge Center. Can tell you that Menlo Park is a lot smaller than Woodbridge Center, and be lucky. It's one of only 4 in the state to have a Nordstrom. We used to have 5, but Freehold was canned because of the pandemic, unfortunately. So the Nordstrom is still close enough to the Freehold store, the Menlo Park store. So I don't think it's that much of a loss. It is sad though that the location closed. I do think it was very sad, and I was only there once. I was glad to go back though, but when I was walking throughout the fixture liquidation, it was definitely sad in them. Yes, Nordstrom's does have freights. Of course, Nordstrom would have freights. Many of their stores were built in the 90s. Yes, there was a Macy's for a very short period of time. There are actually 3 Macy's stores in Paramus. You got Paramus Park, Westfield Garden State Plaza, and of course the Macy's Furniture Gallery on Route 4 West. Yes, they did in 2019. Plans were completely scrapped because of the pandemic, unfortunately. So Toys R Us is looking to get off the mall. Certain areas, there are nice parts of Jersey City, like where the mall is and the high-rise buildings, but yes, there are parts of Jersey City that are very sketchy. I agree. Anything that's not around the office buildings, yeah, that's a little sketchy. Definitely a sketchy area. And that's a good comparison. But yeah, there are 4 Nordstroms left in New Jersey. Westfield Garden State Plaza, the mall at Short Hills. Westfield Garden State Plaza in Paramus, the mall at Short Hills in Short Hills, Millburn, New Jersey, Menlo Park Mall in Edison, New Jersey, and the Cherry Hill Mall in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Again, that's not counting the rack stores. I have a lot of 2-level malls near me. Westfield Garden State is all 2 levels. What's another 2-level mall? Mall at Short Hills, all 2 levels. Livingston, all 2 levels. Willowbrook is half. That's half 1 level and half 2 levels. Bergen Town Center is 1 level. The Shops Riverside, it's a mix of a 2-level and 1 level. And Paramus Park is just a food court. Palisades is 4 levels. Nanuet is just a ground level. The Westchester is 3 levels. Gallery White Plains is 3 levels. Roosevelt Field is 2. Sunrise Mall NY is 2 levels. Waldman Shops is 1 level. Westfield South Shore 1 level, and Smith Haven is 1 level. Nope, Nordstrom's Rack is not there anymore. So Camden is the worst. Out of the 3, Camden is the most sketchiest. Patterson's pretty bad too, but Camden, that is the worst, the most dangerous city in New Jersey, Camden. Yeah, I think that's the plan, I believe. The plan is to close the neighborhood stores down the road. Yep, and that's thanks to Sears, but we all know what the game plan for Sears was. So, okay, so yeah, Hempstead is pretty bad. Camden's a lot worse than Hempstead. But yeah, Hempstead is pretty bad. It's a pretty bad area. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up in the next 7 minutes. So if you guys have any last-minute questions, now would be the time to put them in the chat. Again, the next couple of days for me are going to be, I'm going to be very, very, very busy for the next couple of days. So if you don't hear from me, I'm going to be very busy for the next couple of days. But again, I will be posting stuff as new information becomes available, because I'm sure we're going to hear some big closing announcement tomorrow. It seems every week we hear something new. Town of Hempstead. It's not in Hempstead. It's in the town of Hempstead. Again, I have not been to Texas. I think so too, but Simon is now poised to get probably one of the best malls in Connecticut, which is West Farms. They're also poised to get Short Hills. So Simon's literally Simon Property Group is about to be on a shopping spree for some great premier properties in the East Coast. Well, the Tallman thing's closing up, and then Westfield. I mean, man, they're going to get so many properties. They will absolutely dump Livingston, no doubt. Simon is saying goodbye to Livingston, no doubt about that. If they're going to get Short Hills, why are they going to invest in Livingston? Plus, Livingston lost Lord & Taylor last year, and then Sears closed at the height of the pandemic. So I don't see Simon hanging on to Livingston for much longer. They'll cut their loss and say, sorry, we couldn't make it work. We'll sell it to someone else, but we're getting them all at Short Hills. I think it's a better deal too. So pretty good, Fantech 0104. How are you? Oh man, now I kind of don't want to leave if he's here. It's so, John, it's not announced by Eddie Lampert. It's done by job postings pretty much. Yes, they did, and then they did the infamous jersey swap. They got the Mills at Jersey Gardens, Washington Prime Group, which actually just filed for bankruptcy, got the Brunswick Square Mall, which used to be owned by Simon back in the day, yes. Yeah, well, there's only one left in Maryland because I think Silver Spring is closing pretty soon. Again, I don't know what's going to happen with Livingston. I just know Simon's not holding on to it for much longer. They will definitely keep Rockaway. They will definitely keep the shop. Well, no, they're not going to get rid of the Shops Riverside. You know how much money Simon just poured into the Shops Riverside? As a matter of fact, even if Simon got Westfield Gardens Plaza, that would literally complement their mall. But they're definitely going to drop the name Westfield because Westfield's no longer going to own the mall. Yes, that's one of the 3 remaining ones. Media, Pennsylvania, Willow Grove Park, and Harrisburg, I believe, are the only remaining 3 Sears and Roebuck stores in the state of Pennsylvania. Yeah, Westfield, Annapolis, which I think that one might be sold off to, but Simon won't pick up at Westfield, Annapolis. Excuse me. So. Oh, great. Oh, I'm so glad to hear, Fantech. I'm glad to hear. Good. Yeah, I'm looking to get my vaccine soon, but I just, like I said, I haven't had the chance to, or I'm not eligible just yet. But good, I'm glad you're getting the vaccine. Very, very important. I definitely want to get mine at some point, but I'm working on it. I'm just waiting to hear when I'm eligible. When I'm eligible, I'm definitely going to go. So, you're welcome. You're welcome. So. Interesting. Well, they'll have to do something, of course. But yes, I did. Yes, those videos should be going up. If not, actually, this weekend, those videos should be going up. Both. I figured, and thank you, Fantech. The before and after are that are going up this weekend. So the one I filmed, and then the new ones, which I'm not a fan of the new ones, but you guys can judge it in the comment section. That's what I'm hoping for. Definitely the spring. Definitely before my spring semester ends. I definitely want to get the vaccine. Yes, definitely. Although it depends on what attractions are in rural areas. But yeah, rural area malls are in trouble. That is for sure. So, Scorch, I'm not planning a trip yet to Roosevelt Field. Once I go there, hopefully I will go there. Yeah, thanks. Thanks again. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to see it before the modernization. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm literally watching the internet every day to see what's going to happen. So, yeah, well, more people will get vaccinated, so hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for. But, anyways, so any last minute questions? So, we're down to the final 30 seconds of the live stream for tonight. Like I said, kind of tired. I had a very long day with school and academics, and I kind of want to just chill for the rest of the night. So, again, I don't know about the college thing, but anyways, any last minute I bet I can find the elevator at the Bad McKinney restaurant in Ocean City. You probably could. Probably could. So. Okay, if there are no more questions, I want to thank everybody for watching Q&A live stream number 126. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you appreciate all the stuff that we talked about today. So hopefully by the end of this week, we'll definitely do this again. So again, thank you for watching. And if there's any new stories that come about, I will definitely post a video. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching Q&A live stream number 126. Everybody have a wonderful night, and that will be it.